Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Now that you know the history and key ingredients, it's time to make the dish. The process is straightforward, but a few techniques make all the difference: rendering guanciale slowly, balancing the sauce, and tossing the pasta just right. Follow these steps, and you'll have a Roman-worthy plate in no time. Preparing the sauce. The sauce starts with guanciale. Cut it into small cubes or thin strips, about 1/4 inch thick. The goal is to render the fat slowly so it turns golden and crisp without burning. Render the guanciale. Heat a large skillet over medium-low. Add the guanciale and let it cook, stirring occasionally, until the fat melts and the pieces turn crispy, about 8 to 10 minutes. The low heat keeps it from frying too fast. Add the chili flakes. Once the guanciale is crisp, toss in a pinch of chili flakes. Let them sizzle for 20 seconds to release their heat. Too much and you'll overpower the dish. Start with 1/4 teaspoon and adjust later. Tomatoes in. Pour in a can of crushed San Marzano tomatoes. Stir gently, scraping up any brown bits from the pan. Let the sauce simmer on low for 15 to 20 minutes. It should thicken slightly but still look glossy. Key tip: save pasta water before draining. When you add it to the sauce, the starch helps bind everything together. Start with a splash and adjust as needed. Finishing touches. Timing matters here. Cook the pasta al dente. It will finish cooking in the sauce. When the pasta is almost done, transfer the pasta. Use tongs to move the pasta directly into the skillet with the sauce. Don't drain it completely, the extra water helps. Toss and emulsify. Stir vigorously over low heat. Add a splash of pasta water if it looks dry. The sauce should cling to the noodles, not pool at the bottom. Cheese off the heat. Turn off the burner before stirring in grated Pecorino Romano. Adding cheese to high heat can make it clumpy. Fold it in gently until the sauce looks creamy. Serve immediately with extra pecorino on top. The pasta should be slick with sauce, dotted with crispy guanciale, and rich with cheesy depth. Waiting dilutes the magic. This dish is best eaten right away. Common mistakes to avoid. Overcooking the guanciale, it turns tough. Using too much pasta water, the sauce gets watery. Adding cheese while the pan is too hot, it seizes up. A simple dish, but every step counts. Now, grab a fork, you're ready to eat. Regional variations and modern twists. Pasta alla Amatriciana sticks to a simple formula, but even classic recipes have room for small tweaks. Some cooks add onions for sweetness, while others splash in white wine for depth. The modern twists are fun, but purists will always argue that tradition wins. The onion debate. Roman chefs are split on onions. Some swear by them, others refuse to include them. Those who use them argue that a finely diced onion, cooked slowly in guanciale fat, adds a subtle sweetness that balances the tomato's acidity. How it works. Cook the onion in rendered guanciale fat until soft, about 5 minutes. Proceed with chili flakes and tomatoes as usual. The result is a slightly sweeter, more rounded sauce. But traditionalists say onions muddy the purity of the dish. Amatrice's official recipe skips them entirely. It's a personal choice. Try both and decide which side you're on. White wine, a splash of complexity. A few restaurants in Rome add a splash of dry white wine after crisping the guanciale. The alcohol cooks off, leaving behind a bright note that cuts through the richness. How to try it. After the guanciale is crisp, deglaze the pan with 1/4 cup of wine. Let it simmer until nearly evaporated. Continue with tomatoes as usual. This isn't traditional, but it adds a layer of nuance. Just don't overdo it. The wine should enhance, not overpower. Modern twists without losing the soul. Some chefs experiment with smoked pecorino or adding a touch of cream for silkiness. Others swap guanciale for pancetta, a controversial move. Here's the key: the dish should still taste like Amatriciana. Respect the core. Keep guanciale, tomatoes, and pecorino as the backbone. Small tweaks are fine, but don't reinvent the wheel. If trying a twist, make it subtle, like a pinch of fennel pollen for an herbal lift. The best variations honor the dish's roots. After all, some recipes last centuries for a reason. Staying true to tradition, Amatrice takes this dish seriously. After the 2016 earthquake, local chefs launched the Amatriciana Tradizionale certification to protect the original recipe. Their rules: no onions, garlic, or herbs. Only guanciale, no pancetta or bacon. Pecorino Romano DOP, no substitutes. It's strict, but it keeps the dish authentic. Whether you tweak it or follow tradition, knowing the roots makes every bite richer. Pairing pasta all'amatriciana with wine. A great wine can elevate pasta all'amatriciana from delicious to unforgettable. The dish's bold flavors, smoky guanciale, tangy tomatoes, sharp pecorino, call for wines that balance richness without overpowering. Forget heavy reds or sweet whites. Instead, think bright acidity, subtle tannins, and just enough body to match the sauce. Light Italian reds, the classic match. Amatriciana's tomato-based sauce and salty guanciale pair naturally with reds that have fresh acidity and moderate tannins. Heavy wines clash, but lighter Italian reds cut through the fat and complement the dish's depth. Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. Why it works: juicy red fruit flavors, cherry, plum, and soft tannins balance the tomato's acidity. The wine's earthy undertones mirror guanciale's savoriness. Serving tip: chill it slightly, 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, to heighten freshness. Chianti Classico. Why it works: Sangiovese grape, spring tart cherry, and herbal notes that contrast the dish's richness. The wine's structure stands up to Pecorino's saltiness. Look for a younger Chianti Classico, avoid overly oaked versions. Frappotto. Why it works: the Sicilian red is light-bodied with raspberry and floral hints. It's refreshing against the sauce's intensity. Bonus: low tannins won't compete with the chili heat. Crisp whites, a surprising twist. White wine? Absolutely. A high-acid white with mineral depth can work wonders, especially if you prefer brighter pairings. Verdicchio dei Castelli di Jesse. Why it works: lemon zest and almond notes cut through the dish's fat. The wine's crisp finish cleanses the palate. Best with a saucier, less spicy version of Amatriciana. Fiano di Avellino. Why it works: richer than Verdicchio, with honeyed pear and hazelnut flavors. It complements guanciale's silkiness without fading. Serving tip: serve at 10 to 12 degrees Celsius to keep it lively. Rosé, the middle ground. A dry, robust rosé bridges the gap between red and white. Look for Italian Rosatos from Negro Amaro or Sangiovese grapes. Why it works: red fruit flavors, strawberry, pomegranate echo the tomatoes. Enough body to handle guanciale, but zesty enough to refresh. Try it with a modern Amatriciana twist that includes onions. What to avoid: big, oaky reds, Barolo, Cabernet Sauvignon, their tannins clash with the tomatoes. Sweet whites, Moscato, Riesling, they fight the dish's savory depth. Sparkling wines, bubbles and chili flakes don't mix well. The best pairings enhance the dish's contrasts: salty, spicy, rich, without stealing the show. Pour a glass, twirl your pasta, and let the flavors dance. Pasta all'amatriciana is more than a meal, it's a bite of Roman history. The smoky guanciale, tangy tomatoes, and sharp pecorino romano come together in a way that's simple yet profound. Whether you stick to tradition or add a small twist, this dish delivers flavor with every forkful. Now it's your turn. Grab a skillet, source the best ingredients you can find, and taste why this recipe has stood the test of time. Share your results in the comments. Did you go classic, or did you try a variation? Ready for more Roman flavors? Try mastering cacio e pepe or carbonara next. Once you start cooking like a Roman, it's hard to stop. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.